I'm just about to turn the light off, but this is the new nano tank, so I'm setting up just softies only. So we've got an ANKO Kmart tank, Dalua Pixel, and AquaOne Hang On back. I think it's like the 75. It's one of the small ones. It's for 40 litre tank. And here I have an Ecotech MP10 that I got gifted. I would never buy one of those things because they're too expensive, and approximately $500 worth of coral, because it got to get it shipped into Tassie somehow. What else we got? We've got a 30 watt AquaOne heater, and because that doesn't not quite hot enough, I've also got a AquaOne one of those preset Betta heaters. So as far as we'll have to learn all the names, so we've got a couple of sarcophytans. This here looks to be some sort of stony coral, maybe. We'll see though. Also in this rock lives a brittle star. I saw his arm earlier. I've got from one of my other tanks I pulled out. This is a frag, a GSP. It's a little bit grumpy at the moment. Oh, there we go. We've got an amphipod. Hey, buddy. And we've got a stromatella snail. And looks to be a Paleothol grandis, which I'm still considering whether I keep that or not. Might just throw it in the bin because that's a spicy coral, that one. Yeah, so this is day 2. Day 1 I had no filtration at all, so at the moment in the back of this, because there's bugger all in the way of media, so I bought some Fluval phosphate and nitrate removing pads, and it's just got the standard filter floss cartridge in here with a little bit of carbon, so I've got a way to remove phosphate, nitrate and carbon, and just the standard sponge that comes with it. Nothing fancy. Phosphate remover, nitrate remover, filter floss, fine floss which has got some carbon in it, and a coarse sponge. It's on maximum flow. Because I don't have a mount for the Pixel, I've just got a piece of, so I'm building a 3D printer, and this is just a piece of the 3D printer's leg to act as a heat sink, and it's sitting on a Pyrex dish because I don't have any way to mount it yet. And that's the setup so far. What have I done? So this is almost all new salt water. I'm just using Tropic Marin Pro. What else? Initially I took a couple of jugs of water from my LPS tank, a couple of jugs of water from my anemone tank, just to get some nitrates and phosphates in there, because so it wasn't just plain salt water, plain shiny brand new salt water. And then I topped the rest up. When I bought these corals, when I put them in the tank yesterday, I did have a thistle coral, but that continued to melt and slimed a lot, so I had to remove it and put it in the bin. It's pretty bad. so that one didn't make it, but everything else made it. I tried to save it, give it a rinse off initially and hoped that it would recover, but it just continued to melt. It happens actually in the 5 years I've been ordering coral from the mainland, because I live in Tasmania. I don't have a local fish store that sells marine stuff up here in the north, or in my city. There's a couple of stores that do, but they're 2-3 hours away from me. So 2.5 hours to there and 2.5 hours back. And they don't have online stores, so you don't know what they have. Yeah, so it's a bit hit and miss traveling there. So it's actually with the cost of fuel at the moment, because I'm filming this in April of 2026, and the American president decided to declare war and completely screwed up the oil prices and began the recession that will progress in the next few years. But yeah, so fuel's quite expensive. Shipping and that haven't quite caught up yet, but soon prices will be pretty exorbitant. So that there. I got a couple of other pieces as well, but I got a baby tank spawn Euphilia, and I got a NPS, a non-photosynthetic spider sponge with a protopalithola that lives on the sponge. I don't think it's symbiotic behaviour, I think it's actually parasitic, but in the end it's my first NPS coral, so that may that may yet die. But I'm actually pretty happy. These are the first softies I've ever really had. I'm really enjoying the look of the tank. I like the colours, I like the shapes, and they're not even out yet fully. Yeah, so this is the beginning of the softie display tank. I'll be doing major modifications to this to make it nice, and designing gear and mounts and display solutions to make this all good to look at, like a beautiful little display tank that anyone else can build. So yeah, salt water isn't cheap, but I'm doing it. It's not as cheap as could be done, but I'm doing it pretty damn cheap. But so far it's still expensive. So there's 500. Well, let's say if I take, it's probably $350 worth of coral in here, which is by far the most expensive part of the build. People may argue that no, the most expensive part of the build is actually the Ecotech bar and the light, but honestly I'm only using that because I was given it. If I was to buy a pump, I would not buy this. I'll go over that in other videos, or in fact when I set more of these up, because I intend to do a softie display nano, which is this one, an SBS display nano, an LPS display nano, a zoanthid display nano, and a couple of others, an NPS display nano. So as I go through and build those types, I will be buying much more cost-effective gear. This is my first high-end reef wave maker, and compared to what I normally use, I'm not actually that impressed. I don't think the quality of this piece of gear is actually worth the exorbitant price they ask for it, especially when there's like the J-Val DMPs and C-Chase and whatever that well, sea chase are expensive too, but there's many other pumps that do the exact same thing for much less money. So this is the build thus far. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with how it's going. Day 2, corals are already starting to come out. They would have been out straight away if I hadn't left that thistle coral in there to melt. But yeah, now it's time for lights off. I'm doing that manually at the moment because I've got to get a timer for the light because the Pixel doesn't come with one. Yeah, that's it for now. This is the build in its first stages. So everyone's just sitting in here nicely waiting. So small differences I've noted. Soft corals have a very unique smell. I'm used to smelling LPS corals. If you've kept Aquapora or other SPS corals before, you know that they have a very distinct smell as well. But soft corals definitely have a smell to them. Not unpleasant, it's just different. Yeah, I actually really like the look of this tank with the white lights, and some of the colours are amazing, especially with that carnation coral there. That pink's insane. This sarcophyte in here in the middle is actually yellow. This little one's got purple polyps and a green base. This is a light green. We'll see what that turns out like. And these guys here are bright green, but we're still waiting for them to come out. I think they'll display tomorrow. So yeah. So far, this is what we've got.